Hey, everybody! This is Everyman's 40K channel, and I am Everyman, your host. So, I've decided we are going to try and tackle an actual painting tutorial. And of course, as always, we're going to do it the Everyman way. So, I'm going to try to show you again some of my painting styles, some of my painting techniques. Pretty easy. Not a lot of airbrush work. I am kind of old school. I started painting back, 96, 97, 2000s, during second edition, third edition. And then I quit a while, obviously, for many years. Picked it back up in 8th. So I started in 8th and 9th. So I'm going to show you kind of, I guess, old school techniques and my painting aesthetic. So my kind of personal style, my personal look. Each artist kind of has their own style or techniques. So the first technique we're going to do is on these two war dogs here. These are my carnivores I just built. What we're going to do is I'm going to show you today my kind of what I would call undercoating rust technique, or a preliminary rust effect. It's a primary undercoat that kind of gives a deeper kind of rust look, or a start to a rust look. It is very easy. So for those of you who want to just really quickly kind of throw in some age or some weathering and kind of get that rust look, then right out of the gate, this is kind of a start. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to paint or prime. We're going to build and prime our models black. So this black is just a regular Krylon Home Depot, flat black, nothing special. I have a tendency to stay away from, custom expensive items, like GW primers, GW paints. For me, again, old school, what we used to use in the old days. Yeah, GW had paints, but as you can tell, I've got a Liquitex old professional artist kind of paint here, acrylic. And I use mostly tube paints. I will do another video and I will show you my actual kind of painting setup and what type of paints I use. I do use a wet palette. I'll show you my wet palette. And again, as I go through these kind of new painting videos, because these are going to be new, we're going to try to be successful. This is, again, like I said, first time for my painting, and I took a process that's really easy so that we can go ahead and get through it and hopefully not screw this up. So stick with me. Hopefully some of the new guys, if you're just starting out in 40K, you'll learn something. Some of you guys that have been doing this for a while, you've probably seen this before. But again, this is just my method. So we're going to start. I'm going to show you these. So I have a ton of these. So for anybody out there, again, these are from fast food restaurants. So this is what fast food restaurants put dips, salsas, mixes, powders. They are just containers, standard plastic containers. These, and the reason I'm showing you these is go ahead and save them. After you eat your fast food, go to the kitchen sink, rinse them out, and save them, because they work wonders for painting, especially if you use like my style of paints. This is a cadmium red light. So essentially a bright orangish color paint. Reddish orange. Really bright, intense. So what we do is we come in here, we just take some paint, put it in our cup, just like we're making for an airbrush. We just add some water. We go ahead, mix it up. And the first thing we do is we're going to do a wash. And we're going to wash both these miniatures 100% complete, every part of the miniature. This doesn't have to be mixed up 100%, doesn't have to be thoroughly mixed. You can have a little bit of chunks in there, so to speak. I'm going to go a little bit more pigment. And again, you want this kind of an ink consistency. So on this, basically, you just come in here and you're going to wash the whole miniature. Now, when you wash miniatures and you use acrylics, you get what they call coffee staining. And that's where, as the wash dries, it kind of leaves a stain or a residual around the normal paint color or on the main surface of your miniature, and not necessarily into the cracks and the recesses. When we're doing this technique, we actually want coffee staining. We want the effect of the black, the flat black, to pick up some of that oranginess, for a lack of a better word. So we actually want it to stain. So you just come in here and you just slather it on. Pretty heavy, pretty intense, or pretty thick. Not necessarily caring about, neatness at this point. So we're going to add a little bit more, because I want a little bit more to get picked up on the model. Okay, that's it. Nothing special. No crazy techniques. Just a simple slathering of orange. Again, we're going to put a little bit more orange on the feet. I want them just a little bit redder, rustier looking. Take one of these cups and prop him up. I don't want him to fall. Hold on. Okay, we'll just get a little bit taller one. There. Okay, so I'm going to do the other one. After I do the other one, I'll come back and we'll do silver. But you see that. That's the technique. That's it right there. Okay, so we're back following morning. Everything's dry. As you can see, we've got a good kind of rusty kind of tinge. We got that coffee staining going, like I said. We wanted that black to kind of pick up a little bit of that redness. Different shades. This model here on your right side is a little bit redder, a little bit more deeper, as you can see, than this one. But that's good because we do want them different on the table. We don't want everything looking the same. So then what we do is we come in here and we come in with I got P3. Again, just any old paints. It's cold steel. You don't want like a bright steel for this. You want something that's a little bit deeper, a little bit darker to pick up that natural steel look. Not the bright highlight. We'd go in with mithril later and highlight the steel. So we're not going to do that right now. Right now we're just going to pick up pure metal. We want a pure metal look. So I did this last night as well. So this is from the Abominate. I got to get this ready. It has to go on one of my miniatures. So I have these. Okay, and we're going to do a little dry brushing. That's what we're going to do right now with this cold steel. So we're going to take this one. All this is a makeup brush. Went to Walmart, picked up a makeup brush. Nice and soft. And we're gonna dry brush the whole thing. So we come in here, we just pick up some of that color. Since we got a paper towel right here in front of us, we just go straight to the paper towel. Take some of that off. Come in here, and we're just going to hit it with the dry brush, the whole model. And we're just going to pick up that steel, that work, that kind of metal look. Then after we pick up the metal work, after that, we're going to come in and then we start doing the actual detailed painting. This is just a bang out quick. Got to get this thing on the table, possibly get it ready for a tournament. And you got to get it into 3 colors. You want to get the full, 10 points for the painting. So this is your first step. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to dry brush all these. We're going to do a little time lapse photography here. We're going to speed this up. And then after, I'll come back. Okay, so here we go. We're done. So again, really fast process to get this quick, kind of down and dirty, rusted look. See inside his face. See inside the arm, in the shoulder pads, down in the depths there. Again, quick process. Build your model. Process 1. Second process, prime black with a flat. It cannot be a semi-gloss or a gloss. Got to go flat. Then you got to pick up a red orange. type of paint. It's got to contain orange because that's the way you get that rust look. Has to have some type of orange to it. Then do a nice wash, a deep wash. Then come back with a kind of a deeper steel color. Stainless steel, cold steel, bolt gun steel or bolt gun metal, to use a GW term. Not a mithril, not a bright silver. We'll do that later when we start highlighting and picking up some of those highlights and details. So this is what I wanted to show you. I wanted to get my first painting video done. You guys, please leave me your comments. Tell me what you think. If you want me to keep continuing doing these painting techniques and showing you some of my stuff here and how to achieve quick looks, please leave a comment, because your comments help me kind of decide the way that the channel is going to go. Let me grab over here. Let me show you some orc stuff. Same process, right? So orcs, very similar to chaos. These two orc buggies were done the same method. Look at the rust inside that rim, inside those wheels. Down deep, down inside here. Look at that rust. So simple. I mean, this is a slam dunk process. I got another one here. So you guys get the point. So for my first painting video, tell me what you think. Leave your comments and I'll do more if you guys want me to keep doing more. So hit that subscribe button, smash that notification bell, hit that like button, leave your comments in the comment section, tell all your friends on social media channels that I'm out here. And like we always say on the channel, guys, may all your dice rolls come up sixes unless you're looking for a one. Peace out.